Where? Do do do. Apparently there are two people viewing. Hello, and welcome to Impetuous Order. I'm Matt. Hello. And I'm sorry the cable's right in front of the screen. But I wonder if two people are just me. Oh, that's the right camera. Yeah, that shouldn't be like that. It should be like that. Yeah, that's better. Right. Considering as everybody on Twitter wanted, well, most people wanted to see me paint something, so let's paint something. I'm not at all prepared for this, as you can see. Oh, and there's the cats. Let's start off with something nice and easy. Yeah, that should be enough. And there should be some scissors somewhere for me to cut this. I'm sorry, this is terrible. But I need to just sort out the wet palette first. Yeah. Oh god, that's a horrible noise. Right, there we go. And some paintbrushes. Ta-da! And a dry brush. Some ink. Where'd my little doohickey go? Oh, some of it. My terribly organized office is terribly organized today. I should have prepared all this long beforehand. Okay, so now we're actually ready to kind of start. I think we're almost ready to start. That's not really worked, and I've just sprayed water all over the place. I have no idea. This wet palette here is from Volks. I've never used it before. I just feel like I need an extra one. I have no idea if that's what I'm meant to do with this, but let's roll with it. Yeah, there we go. So, this, let's hope this focuses on him. And the noise you can hear in the background is my dogs. That is Masa, who clearly does not like being downstairs by himself. This is Maximus from Aristea. So we're going to try and paint him up today. So first, I'm going to do a black wash with Vallejo black ink. It's a fairly watered down wash this is going to be, because I'm not after really changing its color, I'm just after getting into the recesses. So it's really watered down, and skilled painters are probably going to be crying, no, don't do that. Which one is this? So let's see how well this goes on. Maybe a little bit more order. So professional. I know. That's just me. For the whole one view of it, which is actually probably myself, looking at myself. Is that the definition of vanity? Possibly. So, with this, is this actually in shot? Yes, it is. So, I don't know how many of you, or if anyone is watching this, but this is a semi-excuse for me to do some painting, upstairs. While my wife takes care of the dogs downstairs, which I do most of the days. So, this is going down. So you're gonna see me looking at like several different ways, as I have a screen over here, which is relaying my phone camera, which is what this is. And over that way is the one that's telling me how the stream's going, and if there's anybody there, and all that kind of wonderful stuff. So it looks kind of dark now. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to try and do it in contrast paints, which means I'm going to do this a little bit more serious than the demo pack, which you saw me paint if you've watched any of our other videos, or my other videos, because again, it's just me. I did the demo pack mainly to test out how to do camera and see how this all would work. I'm sorry. I can actually hear myself. I can actually mute me. So yeah, so I'm going to try and paint this a little bit more seriously. So yeah, it's going to be a black wash to get into the recesses and add more depth to the color, because even though contrast colors are meant to have variation and depth, I find them to be quite flat, and I know other people have. So we're going to give him a black wash first, very liberal black wash, as you can see. And I think I'm doing quite well at keeping this in camera for a change. And then we're going to give him a dry brush, because I don't own any airbrushes yet. Maybe that's something I'm going to add to the budget. Let's, yeah, screw it, we can use this. Sorry, I swore. It's very bad of me. We're going to keep applying this and keep moving it around so it doesn't pull too much on the armor. But we want it to go in all the dark kind of recesses, so we can pick up some detail. This is a plastic miniature. It's from Vallejo. Not from Vallejo, it's from Corvus Belli, and it's for Aristeia. I like that it's plastic because it doesn't weigh so much. It came as a single piece miniature, so there was no gluing involved. And for the kind of game that Aristeia is, which is obviously a board game, and flicking paint everywhere, I should also have like a grip or something, and I should also be wearing gloves, considering as I've just had a shower. Because I want to look clean after a day of being with dogs. So yeah, after we do the dry brush, the wash, there's a lot of paint there, we will be doing a dry brush in white. Now these were primed with Vallejo Grey spray primer that I picked up again from Volks, because Volks has Vallejo paints. I don't know if anywhere sells. They also have some green stuff will paints, which I think are quite good. I've not tried them. I know Shibata-san has tried them, and he streams that stuff on his Instagram account. I struggle enough with trying to stay up to date on Twitter, never mind Instagram, Facebook, and everything. It's just so hard. La la la. Hello, Mugi. Mugi is one of my many cats. Well, 3 cats. We'd have many cats if it was up to me. So, just paint, 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 paint. And now, if I could find, let's try and keep some of this stuff from pooling too much on the surfaces, as the surfaces are not where it's meant to be going. Right. That's a little bit better, not quite so mangy and dark. And I've gone completely off camera again. Where's the camera? Yeah, here. So, in other news, well, not other news, but YouTube channel news, we have produced, well, I have recorded and edited a whole bunch of extra videos, including a first look at what you need for Infinity, aside from miniatures. I'm going to film more of that, including things like how to log into ITS, submit armies, how to use the different apps, and what apps are good for it. Oh, why did I put more paint on there? I'm not sure if you can hear that, but my wife is trying to keep them under control. We have 8 dogs, and none of them get along very well. Especially the main dog you can hear is the husky, Masamune, who doesn't really, nobody really likes him, and all he wants to do is be close to them. So, yeah, it's a never-ending cycle of him trying to get close to them and then going, get away from me, you freak. Right, that's that done. I'm only going to stream maybe for an hour. We'll see if anybody turns up. But nobody does, so for the moment, it's probably only going to be an hour. Now, after that, let's just lean a little bit out of shot so I can grab some tissue paper. Ooh, and knock the camera. I was fully unprepared for the day, and let's have a sip of grapefruit soda. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to do a dry brush. Hello. With, I'm guessing, the white. So, yeah, some Citadel Praxetti white. I don't know. I don't really play GW games anymore, so I have no idea about the names. I probably will butcher everything. Let's give that a little time to dry. And in terms of what colors I'm going to paint him, I'm actually going to try one of the purples. Is this a purple? This is Shyish purple. And this is Maggot purple. I think Maggot purple might be the one that I'm going to do. These are the ones that I'm probably going to use. I've never tested them. The only contrast colors I've used are the ones you saw in the videos of painting the Gulans and Zanchis. And I'm sorry, I'm wearing a djembe, which is very loose and slack and get going everywhere. And you're still not dry. So how's about we do another one? Who else can we do? So you might just see my Aristea box is a mass of stuff. Musashi, no. Maybe not Major Luna. Maybe not Gata. I kind of feel like doing Hexa, maybe? Maybe Hexa will look good. Will be a good one to do. At some point I do want to get on and paint all of these. So maybe we'll just do a character or 2 characters every episode. Or every live stream, you know? Who knows what I'm gonna do. Is there a better brush for applying this? Not you. You're 0. You're dry brushes. You're number 4. Now this is a Daiso brush, so no. Let's just go along with this regiment brush from Army Painter, the Army Painter, which I picked up in Miniature Forest, Miniature Mori, over in Kashiwa. Yeah, because that's generally where I go and play. I've been and played a couple of times in Arrows, but Arrows is pretty small. And you get a funny stare when you go in there and play something that isn't a Games Workshop game. I'm not saying they're bad people, but it's a little bit unnerving, and also the doors really not well advertised or marked. Oh, that's a lot of paint on your brush. And she's way out of, but let's try and do all of her with just what paint's on her now, in terms of getting this darker area. I am not a great painter. I've said this before. If you want to watch great painters, go check out Angel Heraldez. He has a YouTube channel which does lots of great tutorials. He also has a book. He recently Red Tree, the people who produce the Everlasting Wet Palette, released a book, ebook written by him today or yesterday, one of the two, for free, which you can get through their website or blog. Yeah, he's a good person to check out. There are also a couple of good painters on Twitter that I've seen. I follow somebody called Zero. He's a very good painter, much better than I am, because he probably does proper painting techniques and not this. Kind of rubbish, and she's much easier. Well, she's got a lot more kind of, what I'd say, gribbly details on her that pick up quite well, especially around the base. I don't know how well you can see that. It kind of goes in and out of light if I go too high. So this is the first time I'm trying to stream. I hope this is interesting and entertaining and people will like it. All two of you. Hello, person who's joined. I hope you're well. And I've come to enjoy the show of a man painting in a djembe. With a voice that's very good at apparently sending people to sleep. There we go. She's done. Is he dry yet? No. So let's move on to another one. Let's do Wild Bill. So this is Wild Bill. He's again got a lot of nice details on him, especially on the trousers. He's got some lovely kind of striped lines. He will probably be painted very similar to the Ghulams, or at least using very similar colors to the Ghulams. So his trousers and waistcoaty area will be kind of a greeny, earthy green color, olive green color. I don't know. If you've seen what the Ghulams look like, you know what I'm talking about. La 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 la. Yeah, we might actually run out of ink. Or wash. Ink, wash. Blech. I could just try adding water to it and thin it out a bit. There we go. It's weird because I have my camera streaming to the PC, which is a little bit laggy, and then I have another stream over there of what YouTube's showing, and it's a little bit further behind. So I'm looking at myself as if staring back through time. That's creepy. And because obviously my phone is my camera, because it's a better camera and it's the only one that streams to my computer at the moment, I don't have a really streaming camera yet. I'm also pulling the paint, which I know people tell you should push the paint into the areas you want it to go. Push the paint, Matt, push the paint. Sounds like the start of a terrible song. So again, just trying to get the wash all over before I do the dry brush, and hopefully these guys will dry quickly enough that that, we can actually move on to the next step before time runs out. Well, time's not going to run out. But before I finish the 2 hours or 1 hour, I'm not sure yet how long I'm going to be on for. Maybe I'd like to listen to some music, like the music that plays in every single video I do, because I have no imagination. And I don't know if that annoys people. Maybe it annoys people. I like the music, but so that's why it ends up on all the videos. Plus, I think people probably get bored of listening to the sound of my voice. Right, that's enough paint going on. Let's get some of it off. Maximus saw you dry. No. This is an exciting stream for you. Of watching a guy wash miniatures. Let's do Major Luna. Because again, you've got some interesting gribbly details. And the paint should be thinner now. So, or not so heavily toned. So, we can maybe get it all over. So some of these characters, such as Wild Bill, is now available in Infinity the game. Major Luna has been in Infinity for a long time. She was in Hacker's Lair, but now you can pick her up as a mercenary for Yujink. What are you doing, Moogie? Oh, you found a bowl. I've got paint all over my wonderful, thin, clean hands. Heavens forbid. There we go. 1 part paint to 3 parts water. Hopefully that's thin enough. He says. It's okay. I would like to, at some point, do some videos of playing games rather than just unboxing stuff and painting stuff. So maybe when social isolation ends, well, it's only kind of just started here in Japan, but hopefully when it ends, then we can start playing games. And I've built the table downstairs. I can have people around and we can do demo games. And just general games, and I can record them. And it will be lots and lots of fun. He says, not knowing whether it is lots and lots of fun to watch people play games. Ooh, that was a lot of paint. I don't know what I'm singing or why I'm singing. I'm a terrible singer. I don't do karaoke. Or anything else that involves singing, even though the job I used to have before deciding to do IO full-time, which was being an English teacher in Shinagawa, which involved an awful lot of singing. She looks about covered. So Maximus is still wet. Hexer's still a little bit wet. Wild Bill is too. So let's go on to another one. Who do I have that's primed? Are you primed? No. Musashi, Gato, or... Let's do Musashi. So Musashi is a synthetic recreation in Infinity. He was created to play Aristeia, but he eventually to be an Aristo. So he was created purely for entertainment for a company. I think this is all explained in one of the Aristeia files or part of a booklet. And he eventually runs off and decides he wants to stop. And he joins the Japanese army. Or becomes a mercenary or some sort of sword for hire. I'm going to have people crying out in the comments about the correction on that. Well, the whole one person. Other than myself. So yeah. So he runs off, and this is why you can get him as a mercenary in the Japanese Successionist army. Well, not a mercenary anymore, he's actually part of the army. And can form Harris links with Tankos, which is very nice because Tankos are big and beefy and have lots of armor, whereas Musashi doesn't. And I think Musashi is irregular in Infinity, so he... being in a fire team makes him regular, so that helps a lot. Black ink, black wash everywhere. It's not ink. It's not doing a very good job of sticking to that. Now, there's a gentleman on Twitter called Musashi, who painted a Musashi. And his paint job on it is amazing. He is Japanese, and I think it's great that Japanese people like painting Infinity, because I think that the level of miniatures and details are some of the best out there that you can buy. I haven't bought or played any GW stuff in a long time, so I couldn't do a direct comparison to that. Been talking for a while. And I'm sorry, my voice is kind of boring. You should probably be watching this. If it gets saved and published later, you should probably watch this when you're trying to get to sleep, because then it'll be so much easier. And my hands are doing things off camera. Okay. So I'm going to guess that at least Wild Bill is dry. No, he's not dry. Neither is Hexer. I think you need a little bit more in this groove, to be honest, Hexer. It's not very dark. So I will be doing some Aristeia unboxings in the future. Ooh. Oh, I hope this hasn't been going on for that long. It says 2 hours and 21 minutes. Jeez. That can't be right. Oh, it's been live for 36 minutes. Wow. Okay. Right. Well, why am I washing my brush? Because I'm just going to finish doing all these primed ones. So I've got quite a collection. Oh, I've got 8-ball. 8-ball will be fun to do later. I've got Human Fate, as well as the core box and Soldiers of Fortune. So this makes up the full set from the core, and then these two along with this one. And where are you? The other one. Oh dear. Did I lose her? I appear to have misplaced. Oh no, she's here in my other hand because I'm special. Eclipse, which is the main reason why I got Human Fate, along with Dart, Prism, and if somebody can name this character for me, I'll greatly appreciate it. So while we wait for the other guys to dry, let's go on and paint Parvati. She's got some interesting details and gribbly bits as well. And even though she's a healer, she's still pretty shooty in Aristeia. Even though she's meant to be, she's one of a very few dedicated support characters, I suppose. Well, not dedicated, obviously, if she can kill people. She's not that supporty. Yeah. But she's pretty killy and shooty. I've had more luck with her than I have with Major Luna in terms of killing people. We do have almost everything for Aristeia in stock. I don't have the bases, but I do have almost everything except for I just sold Smoke and Mirrors to a gentleman called Dwarf P on Twitter. He has translated the rules into Japanese, if anybody is interested. He also has created a number of cards for little, kind of like what I assume are like little capsule girls, like captured girls, that are idols or something. They're pretty interesting and pretty cute. I'd love to be able to do some more of that for actually some other characters and other things. So I'll have to figure out how to edit PDFs. It's one of the skills I'm going to learn. I've recently learned how to edit, although badly, if you've watched any of our videos. I think they're getting better. The first one was very bad. I think I did that in Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker, and then I got a program called VideoPad, which is great. It's very simple, very easy to use. It enables me to do editing and create the little pictures in the corner and things, which have kind of happened more lately. And time for Gata, who I think has some details, but she's predominantly naked, I believe. Or looks predominantly naked. But she's a cat girl from Nomads, so I should really find out, like, the background on all the Aristos, and then I'd like to build teams specifically from different nations within the human sphere. So the human sphere is, in Infinity, what the area controlled by mankind is called. And it consists of a few planets. The Nomads fly around on big spaceships. 3 big spaceships, primarily. Hagislam come from Borak, or live on Borak, which is heavily influenced by Arrakis from the Dune series by Frank Herbert. If you haven't read or watched Dune, I suggest you do, especially the David Lynch movie from the 80s. It's a little bit camp, a little bit cheesy, but it's very entertaining. Very actiony. It's got Patrick Stewart in it, who's possibly one of my favorite actors of all time. Certainly Western actors of all time. There's water and paint everywhere. So it's been almost 45 minutes. Oh, wow. How time flies when you're painting badly. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the stream of Matt putting wash on miniatures. Yay! Well, I'm sorry, that's disgusting, I know. Yeah, but it is the lid and it is kind of sealed. And my hand is holding a paintbrush on a miniature. But I'm not sure why I painted. I think I primed these guys, these 8 in white, and then I primed these guys in grey. For some reason, I felt the need to prime in 2 different colors because I probably didn't know which was what I was doing. It's probably nice weather outside, so I decided, hey, let's get some priming done while we can. Which is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's good to get some priming done because I don't really get a lot of time. You'd think being fully devoted to doing this in impetuous order or in petchy malarkey, I'd have more time. But it's surprising how time gets away from you. Editing videos alone takes a lot of time away from doing other things like painting and playing. On top of that, there's also things like, maybe this is too thin because it's not going on him well. It goes into some places. So long as it goes in the cracks well enough, that's fine, I think. Again, I'm possibly doing that way off camera. Or underneath my head, so you can't see underneath a little screen in screen. Where's his face? Oh, his face is there. I like that his, one of his amulets, or necklaces, is just an exclamation mark. There's possibly too much paint going on him there. I'm not sure why I decided to do a Friday night stream, because most people are probably enjoying watching TV. In fact, I'm fairly sure that's what my wife is doing. Or she's working. She might still be working. So what I do if I'm not doing this is we have 8 dogs. So if I'm not doing this, I'm usually downstairs keeping them quiet while my wife is up here in the office working. That was way off camera, wasn't it? Or I'm recording videos, editing videos, or we're doing translations for various companies. And a lot of time that's kind of last minute. Sometimes I get time to play D&D. I try to play that on Tuesdays. At the moment we're playing it online using Discord and Roll20. But we don't get to do it very often. This week I had to kind of cry out because of last minute translation request from a client. Oh, this isn't going well on him, is it? But as most of the areas where it isn't, he's gonna get painted white. Now he's meant to be a panda, and I'm not sure if I'm going to paint him like a panda. I mean, he's called 8-Ball, so he's obviously meant to look like a panda. So, there we go. Right, that'll do. Now, the first one's dry. Is Maximus dry? Survey says yes. So let's move on to the next bit. The next bit is dry brushing. Some white. And I've just got another cat lady attached to me. Where are you, small dry brush? Let's get that out. My dry brushes are makeup brushes from Daiso because they're cheap, cheerful, and I don't care how much they get wrecked. So this is another brand new DW paint that I haven't opened. There we go. Let's try. There we go. Yeah, get us some paint on you. Not on my fingers, on the brush. Okay, brush that around. Pick up Maximus, and then we just go over. Not heavy, because we want most of the dark bits to remain dark. But we want. Just took out a whole chunk of this paint. This is probably why I stopped using GW paints, because they're a bit meh in their little tubs. Okay. So, as I mention a lot, I'm not a great painter. I don't pretend to be. There are many, many great painters, but I am not one of them. Ooh, we've got up to 3 people watching. Hello. How are you on this wonderful Friday night of watching a weirdo do some painting? Well, not weirdo. Ooh, that's too much paint. I forgot to do this, but... Yeah. Hello. I have no idea who I'm saying that to. Dry brush paints need to be in bigger pots. Fact. For sure. Okay. So I don't know how well this is looking on the camera, but this is just to pick out the edges more so that it adds more depth when you do the contrast color. Now, initially, I had thought about painting him in kind of like the N7 colors from Mass Effect, but I think doing that stripes may be a bit too much beyond my skill level. So, ooh, I got a like. Thank you. Let's do Hexa next. It says as he's already started doing Hexa. The good thing is, one of the great things about Aristeo is everything comes fully built. So there's no gluing at all. Which is great, if you like me. And a terrible gluing, and you end up gluing yourself to yourself. Or to the miniatures, and you end up with fingerprints everywhere. Okay, so the dry brushing is a much quicker process than the washing was. Obviously it dries a lot quicker. So we'll hopefully move on to the next stage. Now, you could do this with just doing it from the top and just trying to get the top surfaces to give it some kind of idea of zenith lighting. There's some technical terms for you. Now you can do that, it's meant to be easier with airbrushes and stuff than it is doing it with a huge kind of 1-inch paintbrush. Who did I put? Was it Major Luna that got did next? Let's go with Major Luna. And let's again get some paint on the brush. And then some truly skillful paint drops going on here. Ooh, up to 4 people. Wow. I feel popular again. This is better than it was at school. I was never popular at school, so don't worry. But thank you for joining. Let's watch Matt paint some minis. Was it Musashi next? Musashi's dry, so he's getting done. Oh, that's too much. You silly boy, Pike. Oh, we're going back down to 2. Yeah, schnoff. Up next, we'll do Parvati, I suppose. No, Parvati's not dry. Is Gata dry? Gata is dry. Let's do Gata. The other thing I like about plastic miniatures is they're kind of bendy. So they're not going to break and shatter if you drop them. Of course, with metal miniatures, you just pin them. And that works too. Ooh, I haven't been able to join chat. And does this work? Oh, maybe that works. Unable to join chat. Alright, that's enough of that. Time for a drink of grapefruit juice. Yay. Okay. You're still not dry. So let's move on to the next stage because we were mainly focusing on trying to get this guy painted. Ooh, 3 people again. Yay, popular. Popular. You're so popular. If anyone knows what that terrible rendition is based on, please let me know. Hello and welcome to Impetuous Order, Friday evening of getting ready to go to sleep. Right. That'll do. Time to get the purple. So I think I'm going to go with Magos purple. on this guy. So let's move everybody else out of the way while they finish drying. It's the people who, it's just come to my mind now in my random state of rambling, that the people who make the everlasting palette are called Redgrass, and let's close the dry brush paint before it gets even drier. Yeah. Is that closed? The little thingy in the back sticking through. How'd you get that to go back after you've opened it that way? Yeah. Oh, I've got white on my hand now. Yeah. Better go have another shower after this stream. Yeah. Okay. Now we're back. And we're going to shake, 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 shake the paint. After you just watch an idiot try and close a GW paint bottle like a moron. Right, let's see what this color. I imagine this is quite a vibrant purple. Or I'm hoping. Dear, we left the ink top off the ink as well. Yada yada, Matt. What an idiot you are. Now I have a huge kind of assortment of miniatures. I've got GW. I've got old GW, like 4th edition Warhammer with me, as well as the Cypher Lords that are for, what's that game called? Warcry, which I've not played. I keep meaning to play, but I just don't find the time. This is an interesting colour. Not quite what I expected. But let's go with it anyway. We've made the choice now. You can't go back, Matt. There's no going back. Oh, let me just quickly go out of this because let's just check this. This is the actual chat. Oh. There are people chatting. I just can't actually say hello. Hello. So let me move that to another window so I can actually see what's being said in the chat, because apparently the chat that I'm in isn't working. There we go. Let's shrink that a bit and let's put that there so I can see. And let's go back to the camera. Yeah, that's the one. Are you? Oh no. Did I break it? Oh, maybe you'll be able to see again in a minute. Anyway, I'm painting Maximus purple because I like purple. I don't know if you've seen any of the other things I've painted. You probably haven't, but I like purple a lot. My JSA are a little bit purple. Mostly grey, but a little bit purple. This doesn't seem to be going on as well as I'd expected. Maybe I didn't shake it well enough to begin with. So we're back on the stream now, so you can see all that. Oh god, the mouse is gone. Yeah, that's better. I don't know who's actually watching. I can see that Dwarf P is here. Hello, Dwarf P. And maybe Taita. It doesn't give me a list of people who are watching. Does it? Top chat? Live chat? Live chat. Ooh. Welcome to live chat. Ooh, that's better. Who's here? Let's see. Participants. Just me at the moment. What about normal chat? Top chat. Participants. Just me. Does that mean everybody ran off and left? Oh dear. Yeah. Back to painting Maximus. I'll stop getting distracted and try and paint him a little bit better. Overall, I'm a little bit disappointed with contrast paints. They aren't as vibrant as I expected them to be. They're a little bit pale, really. Even when they went over the gulams and things, they're very thin, a little bit dull and dreary. It might just be because this model looks mostly grey at the moment. So yeah, I have a sneaking feeling that this is not where I want to be. I want to be in Top Chat. How do I go to Top Chat? Pop out chat? No. Anyhow. Let's keep going with this. And my very bad painting style. So painting went out. There were some votes for other things. Maybe, because Monday night we're going to be streaming again. So maybe Monday we will have a game. And I can use my phone as my webcam instead of that. Oh. I'm trying to figure out why the stream looks bad, and that's because I paused it. Because I was getting too much feedback for it. And I was going crazy. So I'm just going to paint all of this shield. And the reason being because I'm going to pick out bits later on with more traditional paints. Ow, cat, that's my foot. Don't eat the sponge, you silly sod. Shut the mat. Hey! Ow. Get off that. Hello, I'm back from my voyage underneath the desk. Yamazaki, the female cat, is being a pain in the butt and tearing apart one of my some of my storage foam. Oh, we went out of shot again. There we go. Get that in now. Actual painters who use this, is this not shaken up well? Is that the problem? Did I just not shake this well? Should I get some agitators, some little... Well, I suppose I could put Daiso magnets in there. Little Daiso magnets. They're rare. They're kind of rare earth strong. Well, they call them strong magnets. Maybe I should get those and put those into my paints to try and shake them up a bit. So yeah. So what haven't I talked about so far? Probably not a lot. I mean, this has been going on now for well over an hour. So you're probably bored by now of me painting. Or at least of me talking, that's for sure. Yeah, I think in future I'm just going to bad language. I'm not going to do contrast paints, and I'm just going to paint things with traditional paints. It takes a little bit longer, but I think the effect is better overall. Because this is just a bit bland. Hello. Are you going to come over here now? Thank you. That's paint. Wait, cat. God damn it, Yama. This is Yama. Yes, you shouldn't be on the desk, should you? What did you do? Did you get wet? That was my cat. Causing trouble. As always. Hello, Tai Tai. What color do you use for dry brushing? Oh, see, that's what I missed for being not paying attention, and that was sent a while ago. So Tai, I use this Prazetti white. It's GW dry brush paint. It didn't seem to come out very white though. A little bit disappointed in that, to be honest. I might instead try just using the the Apothecary white paint. Maybe that's better for doing this kind of thing. I don't know, is the honest answer. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your details. Thank you, live chat. Let's keep finishing off painting on Maximus. And we may end up repainting him. And this might just be a very bad waste of time. If you are interested in getting to know people who play Infinity and Aristea, you can join our website. So impetuousorder.com has a community section. Or you can also join, oh god, that's a big lot of pulling. Or you can also join Discord. Discord is a chat page, site, program thing that has both voice and text chat and multiple channels and all that kind of fun thing. So there is an Impetuous Order one of that, and you can access that through. There should be links on both Facebook and Twitter for that. Right. So he looks very shiny. It's probably a case of too much paint. I definitely think the best contrast paint I've used has been the Flesh. Because it just turns up, works really, really well. I was looking at someone and someone was right. Absolutely, there we go. So let's stop applying any more of that and just keep this stuff moving until it dries. Maybe it'll dry nicer than it looks now. Maybe also the wash didn't really dry properly. It's just come over. Then maybe I do just need to apply this straight into white paint. We'll see. Right, let's stop there. I think you've had enough torment for now. And let's go on. Let's clean that brush. And yes, I do that. I'm sorry. It's disgusting, I know. That's enough of contrast paints. Bugger that. Let's get Dead White. Ghost Grey. Wolf Grey. Not sure what the difference between those two is. And let's just stick with that for the moment. And we are going to use, where's a dark red? That's red ink. That's purple. That's pink. Gore red. Okay. And let's move on to Hexa. So something that I'm going to do. I'm going to do the black bits in contrast paint. Because black actually works reasonably well too. And shake, 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 shake. Right, maybe that's enough hard to tell really. And is the live chat broken? Because I haven't seen anything in a while. Just keep shaking while I do this. You can have a fun video of watching me shake. Paint. No, there's just no chat going on. What about Discord? Because people can chat to me in Discord all the time. But probably not. Yeah. Anyhow. Let's get the black on. So the pieces that are going to be black on Hexa, I'm going to probably need a little bit more of a fine detailer brush. Let's get my jar of brushes. You, and you. And the rest of these brushes are all cut up in there. If anybody has a recommendation of good brushes, good Japanese made brushes, please let me know. Do I have, no, it's a number, this is a number 1, so let's use a number 1. And you probably can't see it, but let's get it in the light. Just here, there's a little bit of a groove, which is going to be black. Just take a little bit of black. I probably could have done this in really blacking this up, but that's either going to be way too much or way too. There we go. So that's there. They're not super steady hands. Oh dear. That's kind of okay. Yeah, going all the way down to there. And now let's try and do this other arm, which is a little bit more complicated. I wonder if I can turn my camera around and you can see my cats behaving like idiots. I think he's stuck. Now, I'm surprised the dogs have been quiet for this kind of long. And I'm going to paint this back bit here in with this too, and maybe I'll do a little dry brush white later on. But I think this should come out okay. I don't know if maybe contrast paint sticks better to the official primers, as I don't have the official primers and I don't know where to get them other than Minimori. I suppose I could use the online store he just launched to buy some more. And to pick up the rest of the contrast paints, yeah, that looks okay for that bit. The arms look okay. Let's wash the brush. Close the black up, put that away. Right. And stretch. Because being hunched over for this long is kind of weird. Right. Now, let's do this ghost grey. What are you doing? Will you stop eating the plastic? So, I do have the rulebook somewhere. Or is Hexa on some of the adverts? She is. No. So this is the box for Aristea. And if I can get this in and not knock everything over. This is Hexa over here. And I'm trying to paint her sleeves in kind of two-tone color. Ooh, sorry Maximus, you fell over. The kind of, this bit here is going to be like a whitey grey, and then the sleeve outside bit is going to be red. It might be easier to do the red in Flesh Terror's red. Fabulous pink now. Flesh Terror red, maybe that's more vibrant. Let's put a blob of that there. It's very thick, maybe because I haven't done any painting in months. 1, 2. Let's mix the paint. And I was always told, I got the impression that when you mix paint, it should be watered down to be about the consistency of milk, which I guess this is. Not sure how well milk reacts to being on greaseproof paper. So now let's should the outside bit be that color and then the inside bit be red? Oh, what do you think? Let's do the outside bit more white. Let's just make sure I don't have a huge amount on my brush. So there's probably going to be, after 2 hours of watching me sit here and paint, there's probably actually going to be no real definitive progress here. Just a bunch of half-painted miniatures. But maybe, just maybe, I'll have figured out how to do contrast paints. Or I'm just going to give in and just going to stick to good old-fashioned paints. Yeah. Maybe we'll just stick to good old-fashioned painting. Okay. And then we paint this bit. And this bit here. Did you lose it again? I am the music man, I come from far away. Stop singing. Can't sing, don't sing. So, here we go. Oh dear. Basically, I'm not having a great day at doing this, as the wash didn't turn out well and the dry brush didn't really have its effect that I wanted it to. Maybe because I didn't have enough paint on the brush or some reason, but it didn't really do the highlighting as well as I'd liked. So what we may do is we may ask the house's Minister for Finance if I can buy an airbrush. Okay. Also, I know a while ago I asked on Twitter what game should we support, and I know that Malifaux got the most kind of votes, but I'm not going to be supporting Malifaux because Minimori already is doing so. So I think doing it as well would kind of not be a smart move for me. And I also think that people should really support Minimori, especially during this kind of time when we can't get down there to play games and things. We should all be trying to support our local stores. So I will be ordering my Malifaux from Minimori. I will be getting, hopefully, Rasputina, crew, and some more Decemberist stuff. I have Colette already, and some other things. So I'm not super big into Malifaux at the moment, mainly because I've never really played. You know what? Instead of washing the brush, let's pick out where we're gonna paint this guy white. Where is it? Let's try and do it like this. If you play Super Dungeon Explore, you'll know that there's a deep root druid you can transfer into a bear. Now, I painted my bear like a panda because pandas are cool. And because he looks much better as a panda than as a kind of creamy white bear. Now, did that get me practice and preparation for painting this guy as a panda? It's probably a no. But you know what? Let's give it a whirl. Yeah? Let's give it that old try. Go up to there. Go up to here. Like that. Where else is white on him? His face, and that's about it. The rest is kind of black. So where is his face? Oh, his face is there. They completely butchered it. Nearly. So let's paint it all white. And what we're going to do is we're going to try using Apothecary white to add some texture to that. I'm going to go over that again in a more positive white. Like pure white, and then do that. And let's do red gore, and let's start getting some actual colour on Hexer. 2 people and 2 likes. Why? But I'm not sure if live chat is working or anything. I don't see any comments. So let's show more. So this is Vallejo's Gore Red. It's quite a deep red, I hope. Just a little bit there. A little bit of this. Ooh, that might be too much. And we give it a mix. So it's like... Oh, I hope the lighting's okay as well. It's better on that screen than it is on that screen. So now we just paint this. Take great care not to get it all over the place. This isn't quite as dark as I thought it would be. I possibly watered it down too much, but you know what that means? If it's watered down, you can just give it another coat and not be too worried about it. There we go. That doesn't look too shabby. And this little bit here too. There we go. I might be getting a bit of my head in there. My head on 2 cameras. Now that's 2 heads too many. I'm guessing Messer's made himself tired. So Messer is a husky, a Siberian husky. He is 8 months old. He is a nightmare. Chaos incarnate. Okay, maybe we can paint Hexer today. Maybe. Just maybe. Hopefully the second coat will really make this red kind of vibrant. Almost thought Maximus there was the palette. That was be interesting. Let's paint this bit too. There we go. Another sleeve there. Let's paint this other arm. That's a lot of paint, Mr. Mashu. You may be wondering what happened to doing the Code 1 quick start rules, and they are mostly done thanks to Rihito, Shibata, and Taitai. They did a lot of work. I just put it in a format that they could work with. Brendan Murphy, who's a community member, he played at the tournament in January. He did the primary translation. He works as a translator, so he was kind of like a no-brainer to check that out and get that done. So he gets most of the initial credit for it, and then Rihito, Tai, and Shibata-san read through it and kind of made it all more Japanese gamer friendly. And it's currently with my chief editor, which is my wife, who's going through it and making sure that it makes sense to somebody who knows nothing about the game. Because I think that's something that's important, is to make it so that everybody can understand, not just people who are already familiar with Infinity. So that's the status on that. It is coming, trust me, it's coming. But when, who can say? Hopefully her edit will be finished this weekend, and then I can work on getting the PDF done, and we can get that out to people. Start getting it out there, you know, to the masses. Another game that was really popular on what game we could support is Drop Fleet Commander, Drop Zone Commander or Drop Fleet Commander. Both of those games. They're distributed by Kensington in the UK from TT Combat, and unfortunately Kensington has shut down due to the lockdown in the UK, so I can't order any of that at the moment, but they do terrain and things, so we're probably going to look at selling some of that down the line. That red's not too bad. What do you think? I'm going to go over the grey part again. Remix this up. Oh, flick it everywhere because this brush is a bit stiff by now. And it's got a little pink still in there. And another drink. I got 2 pieces of pizza set over there that I started to eat, but I didn't end up finishing because I was running late to get on the stream. So I have some nice cold pizza to look forward to. And that will be my dinner. Oh, I missed this bit entirely with the grey earlier. So again, we're just going to make the grey appear a little bit brighter. It seems a little bit dull. In this bit here, this recess, I'm going to go over and do it in black again. Yeah. So we got about 20 minutes to go. Maybe we can get most of this finished. I don't know. Some of it's gone a little bit thick. Now what colour to do the rest of her? Now she's got some good details on the leg and the chest is pretty good. Do I do her mostly white? Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this chest bit here. White. It's going to be white. And then the side bits are going to be red, I think. So here is going to be white. Or grey. Grey now, white later. And what we'll do is we'll use the Apothecary white to try and make that really kind of white, if you know what I mean. But that looks pretty good. A face mask, I think, will also be white. As a hood, I think is going to be red. I'm going to keep it semi like the main scheme, the official scheme. Semi being what I do mostly. Oh, how do I scroll up on that? No, there's been some playbacks. Concurrent viewers. Average watch time is 16 minutes. Stream health is excellent. Ooh, is the audio really bad? I think it must have kind of like equaled out about now. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay, red. That's what I was doing. Stop getting distracted by looking at numbers because you're a geek. Or a nerd. Or an otaku. Oh. Let's just do it. Sorry, I go really quiet when I'm concentrating. I'm sorry, that's super boring. But I'm trying really hard not to get any red paint on a mask. Yet. I don't know if you've seen an anime called Darker Than Black. At least that's what it's called in English. I might try and paint her mask like Haze from that. Because I think that might be cool. So then we're going to just... Yeah, that's bad. Oh dear. So something I might do, if I get out, is get a proper grip for painting with. So this is a little bit easier for me. And maybe I can convince the Master of Finance to allow me to pick up an airbrush or something. Do we paint all of her red? Or all of her white? That's a good kind of start. I'm not sure what color to do with boots. Let me put the lid back on the box and let's take a look at it painted. Do you have a painted version of it on the box? No. So, what are you gonna do with that? Let's clear up that pinky red. Let's mix this up again. Let's do this little bit here one more time. I wonder if I should do that black, like this bit black. The boots, I think, are definitely going to be black. I'm just worried about doing too much red. Oh, why am I washing my brush? I want to do the face mask again. So Hexer is another Nomad based character. And she's not, I don't think she does any attack. I think you could do like contender shots. Everybody obviously in Aristeia carries a contender. So you can shoot back at your opponents with it. This might be the challenge of doing a painting stream because I can't decide what color to do. So let's definitely do the bit that I want to do black, which is the boots. So where did I put the black contrast color? We're probably going to do some video game streams of various games as well, because I can do those reasonably easy. Right. Let's get her boots done. So at least she looks vaguely like she's going to the party. Some black contrast paint. And then the boots. Despite shaking that quite vigorously, it's still coming out kind of watery. I think we paint the thing she's standing on something more vibrant so that her feet stand out better. And you know what we're going to try and do? We're going to try and paint this dark bit in here. And then again on the other side. If anyone should happen to know somewhere that has switches in stock, please let me know, because I'd like one. There we go. That should just about do. For that. You know, let's do the rest of her red. Because why the hell not? So let's do back here red. She kind of has a kind of court jestery kind of aesthetic to me. It might not be what they were going for, but it's what I get. Okay, there that is. So that is most of the main colors blocked out, ready to go. Overall, it doesn't look too bad for a start. I could have just started doing one miniature to begin with instead of trying to paint so many. But she looks good for now, and we're going to have to add some shading to her and some tones to liven her up. Obviously the sleeves are going to be whitened up and the body is. And we're going to try and liven it all up a bit. A little bit more. This is Maximus. I suppose it's not a bad color. But it's not come out as well as I'd hoped. Whereas 8-Ball the Oddball is going to get a quick little coat of grey while I've got the grey out. And then when I come to paint it, you'll get this grey bit all done in white. And then contrast white over the top, I think. So it'll be apothecary white, I believe it's called. Let's get his face done. Again, a little bit less paint than that, Matt. There we go. Right, I think that's going to be what we're going to finish with for now. These guys will all get packed away, and Monday maybe we'll come back and, oh god, look at my hands, look how bad they are. This is why you should wear gloves. And I have gloves, I've just chosen not to wear them today because I was in kind of a rush to get it back up here and get things running. So yeah, good job. But the lesson learned is, number 1, start earlier. Number 2, be ready on time. Number 3, have the miniatures ready that you want to paint and only paint 1 or 2, and don't try to make sure you have all the prep done beforehand. It makes it an awful lot easier. So yes, so I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble on for 2 hours and enjoyed watching me paint for about the same time, maybe a little bit less than 2 hours. Ooh, where did the cap go to this paintbrush? Also, quick question. If anyone knows where you can get these, the kind of caps to protect paintbrushes from, please let me know. Because mine get chewed by cats. So we go walkies quite a lot. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and if you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment on what we can do to improve on anything or anything you want to see. I'm just drying this out a little bit more and getting this packing paper all over it. Okay, thank you for watching. Please take care of yourselves, and we will see you again on Monday. See ya.